don't know how well you guys can hear me, because this thing is super loud in here, but I'm going to try to go through the gears. This is a regular 10 speed, and I want to go through the gears to show you guys how to shift. And I'm just going to go through the gears, and that way you guys can see more or less how I shift. Let's see if that'll work better. So, on a 10 speed or any, let's just say any transmission, this is a 10 speed, but any transmission, if you're going to float the gears in the low gears before you raise the range selector on high gears, you don't want to give it a lot of RPMs. You should be shifting between 1,000 and 1,200 at the most, unless you're going up a really steep hill. Let me show you an example. This one likes to go a little bit higher. So we're on the high gears already. And that's the way I shift. I mean, I'm floating the gears. Everybody shifts differently, but that's just the way I shift. I like to, and I always use the J's. Like if I want to downshift, what I'll do is I'll let the engine run down a little bit. Okay, so this one likes to go a little bit lower. So I've been driving the cam motor. This is the ISX, and it has a different torque pattern. Not torque pattern, but it has different engine torque. So all motors behave differently with all different transmissions. I'm the type of person, I don't like to give it a lot of RPMs, unless the truck really wants it. I like to keep the RPMs low. That way the gears are smooth and you don't over rev the truck, and you shouldn't be driving a truck like a car. The truck and a car are two different things. People make that mistake. Oh well, I can drive it because it's stick shift. I can drive it like I drive a car. No, you can't. There's very different ways you can drive a truck, but there's the right way and the wrong way. And if you drive it the wrong way, you'll wear something out. Like this clutch, the clutch, whoever was driving it before, they were revving the clutch too much. So what they do is they take out of, when they take off from first gear, they rev the engine. You shouldn't be doing that. You have plenty of torque. Even in second gear, the truck has plenty of torque. You shouldn't be touching the accelerator when you take off. I'm going to show you guys an example. Let's say I want to take off right here. We're in a dead stop. I have it in first gear. Let me put it in second gear. We're empty. This is Saturday. I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. I've been trying to do it, but I've been busy. So I'm actually going to do it today. And this is going to be an overview, and I don't want to make the video too long, but I do want to explain as well how to shift without grinding the gears so much. Not so much. We're grinding them at all. People see, look, I'm not touching the accelerator. See, the truck already took off. Now I give it gas. And when your fan clutch kicks in, it's harder to shift because your RPMs will drop faster. Let's say I want to downshift. I wait. I just wait for the right RPMs. You really shouldn't be downshifting unless you're super heavy and you're going down a grade. You really don't need to. I mean, this is a dump truck. I don't even have a trailer, and we normally don't carry more than 58,000 pounds altogether, which means the truck and the load is 58,000 pounds at the most. So you're not really that heavy. In my opinion, you really don't need a downshift that much. Maybe 10 to 9, or maybe 8 to 7, maybe at the most. Unless, like I said, you're going down a hill or something. Everybody drives differently. Like I said, there are right ways and wrong ways. But then again, everybody does have their own way they drive. And some guys, it's really hard for them to let go of their way of driving. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. personally, I have other things that I don't do perfectly. I'm not the cleanest person. I've seen guys that have their trucks. This is my truck, but I don't drive this one. Someone else drives it. They have their dash super clean and they have it spotless. I'm not that type of driver. I'll clean it, but I don't have it spotless. But then there's guys that have it spotless, but they don't even know how to shift. So that's what I'm saying. And some guys know how to do both. They have the truck super clean and they're very good drivers. So like I said, everybody's different. But I'm gonna park right here on this bridge and just kind of go through this real quick. Hopefully this video is not way too long. But I do want to make a video that people can relate with. So you see how I have it that I'm still in ninth. I'm just gonna clutch it, but I'm not gonna take it out of gear. Do not take the truck out of gear unless you're gonna downshift or you're gonna shift it to first gear. You shouldn't be taking the truck out of gear when you're going 40, 30 miles an hour. Super dangerous. So the 10-speed, like I said, when you drive this transmission, you don't want to give the truck a lot of RPMs from the low gears. A lot of guys I've seen that they beat the truck up. Let's see if I can get this to her. I don't think the RPMs. Oh, yeah, you can see the RPMs. All right. So a lot of guys beat the truck up on low gears. You're not supposed to do that. You're just messing up your engine the whole time. You're messing up your engine. You're over revving. You're wasting more fuel, and you're gonna struggle putting gears in. So the way you should be shifting, like I said, is this. Now, I can also show how to double clutch, which is something that I was thinking about doing. You see how long it takes me to put the gear in? It's because the clutch is not adjusted all the way. See? So I'm pressing the clutch all the way in, and look at the gear. Some guys just jump the gear in. No, just go smoothly, go softly, and just pull in on it until it goes in. Don't just put it in there. You're just, messing up all the gears in there and all the mechanical things are in there. You're just messing it up. So let's take off, right? No accelerator. You shouldn't touch it. Even loaded, you shouldn't be touching the accelerator. After this, so here we go. Third, fourth, then we got a knucklehead over here freaking flying. And let this guy pass by. Fourth. Okay, fifth. Sixth. Seventh. 1500. Eighth. Okay, it goes to 1500. Ninth. And once again, this is an ISX. It's a 2010 Kenworth with the ISX with the 10-speed. So I think it's a 400 horsepower motor. It's not a 450, it's a 400. So if you're driving a Detroit, if you're driving a Caterpillar, like I don't know if I drive a Caterpillar in my other videos, that motor requires more RPM. It just does. It's the way it's geared. They are not all the same. But this one on the ISX, you need to stay on the low gears. And when I mean more RPMs, I'm talking about a difference between 100 to 200 RPMs. I'm not talking about 2,000 RPMs to be shifting, unless you're super heavy and you're trying to fly, But for beginner drivers, this is the way I teach them. When I teach people how to drive, this is how I teach. Take your time, let go of the clutch, and you go through the gear smoothly. And I almost shifted like I shifted 50 speed because it's inverted. Alright, so 6th gear, 7th gear, and I stay low to RPMs because I don't know if you guys can notice, or can tell, I should say, the truck in low RPMs, it's smoother. It sounds smoother. It's like almost automatic. If you're beating the crap out of the truck, per se, you're not helping yourself. You're not going to be able to shift. You're not going to be able to be a smooth driver. And what you want to do is take care of your equipment, especially if the truck is yours. If you're thinking about buying a truck, this is what you should be thinking about. Taking care of your vehicle, knowing how to drive, knowing how to shift. And double clutching. For those that want to learn how to double clutch, I'll show how to double clutch right now. So there's first, there's second, timing. Everything when you shift is by timing. You miss the timing, the gear's not going to go in. You need to know how to shift if you're going to beat the crap out of the truck. So what I'm saying is, well, I should let me rephrase that. If you're trying to drive fast with a truck, you really need to know how to drive. You're not going to be able to drive like everybody else drives if it's your first day, unless you probably will, but you're more than likely going to beat the crap out of the truck, and you're just going to mess it up. And I know people think, oh, well, what do you know? I'm just saying, because I used to be one of those guys that wanted to drive like everybody else, but I had to take step by step until eventually I started getting a little bit better and better. And there's a lot of things I still don't know, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to learn throughout the years, you know. But this is something that I've seen drivers do that I always tell them, you know, protect your equipment, protect even your boss's equipment, because you want to be that driver that everybody looks up to. They go, oh, you know what, this is a good driver, he takes care of the equipment. So when you're shifting, you want to keep your RPMs low, and I don't mean super low, but it's kind of hard to explain unless I'm doing it, and when I'm actually doing it, then I can explain it. But every truck behaves differently, so some trucks might not. They have a sweet spot where the gear goes in, and you can feel it. And let's say you can't, let me put it in neutral. This is what you should never do. Never have the truck in neutral. Never. Always have it in gear, but press the clutch. Okay? Never have it in neutral. Let's say you lost your gear. What do? Well, you rev it to a certain RPM. Right? And you see? And it went in. That's 8. You rev it to a certain RPM, so it goes in. And let's say what a lot of people should know as well is that you need to look at your speed. Every gear goes to a certain speed. That way you'll know what speed to put if you miss your way or if you miss your gear. I believe that high gear, so this range, you should only be clicking this range upwards after 15 miles an hour. Below that, you should not be touching that. And therefore, the same thing goes when you're going on high gear. You should not be lowering this until you get under 20 miles an hour. Does that make sense? So 5 miles right there, 6, 7 miles right there, 8 miles right there. See? I'm about to get to 15. Boom. 6 speed. Right there. 6 speed. 7th goes between 15 and 20. 25 goes 8th gear. 25 and 35. You can put 9th gear. You see what I'm saying? And you watch the truck, and that's how you learn. Look, 35 to 45. Well, I'm in the street, but whatever. 35 to 45. Boom, 10th gear. You see? And here we go. Smart one. Anyway, so that's how you go back to 9. So that's how you figure out your gear pattern and your speed. You need to know exactly what speed you're at and what gear you're at. That way, if obviously a guy that's been driving for a long time, he won't need to, because he can hear the motor. He's already used to it. You know, I play an instrument. I'm a pianist, and the truck to me is like an instrument. You need to hear it. That way, you know what gear you're in and what time you're in. Unless you're gonna drive automatic, then it doesn't matter. But if you want to be a good driver, then I can show videos and I can teach, in my opinion, what a good driver should do. I'm not saying I'm a great driver. I'm not saying I'm a good driver. I think that this is the best way to drive, in my opinion, that I learned from my father that's been driving for a very long time. So you see how I keep the truck in gear? It's 9th gear, and I just press the clutch in, and I'm stopping. I put the gear selector down, boom. And if you keep the clutch in, the gears will go in smooth. If you let go of the clutch, then you push it in, see? It's harder. If you just go, see? You mess it up. So you just press the clutch in, and if the gear doesn't want to go in, just go smooth with it. And if it doesn't want to go in, let go of the clutch a little bit, just let go of the clutch a little bit, and push it back in, and boom, the gear goes in simultaneously as you're trying to put the gear in. Little tricks that I've learned throughout the years driving. Well, actually, my dad taught me a lot of it. I just kind of have my own style now, but so that's basically what it is. know, just I don't try to find good drivers. And a lot of guys they want to work, but they just don't know how to drive. And I, you know, took the time to teach them, and a lot of guys appreciated it. And it was good. You know, I'm actually proud of a lot of guys that know how to drive. We have a guy now currently that very good driver. He's a very good guy, and you know, when he came, he knew how to drive, but he just wasn't brushed up on it. Now I watch him, and I'm really proud of him. He's a great driver. So thank God for his life, and thank God for all this. But like I said, there's different ways you could drive. There's different ways you can do things, but you want to do things the right way. Especially if you're going to be a truck driver and you want to be professional, you want to do things the right way. And that's the best way to do it. Now, I wanted to show something else too about having the Jake brake on. And while you shift, all you got to do is just you turn the Jakes on, and you want to have. Look, this is my personal opinion. I like to have the Jakes on all the time. I don't have them on right now because I was just trying to show how to shift. But I usually have the Jakes on all the time, even in the streets. And why do I do that? Because the ISX is the Jakes on the ISX are so good that it'll literally stop you, and you don't have to be using the brakes. For those that don't know, where are you going, man? Just right in the middle of the road away. For those that don't know, the Jakes, when you touch the brakes, not only do you wear them out, but not only do you wear out the brakes a lot, but you also disadjust them. Like they get misadjusted. What am I saying? They lose their adjustment. And some trucks are automatically adjusted, some other ones are not. And when they don't get adjusted, you got to continuously be adjusting them, and it's a pain in the butt. You should do that anyway, but I don't like using the brakes, and I'll tell you why. Because the engine brake does all the work for you, and the engine brake helps you maintain distance. And maintaining distance in driving a truck is very important. If you're one of those truck drivers that drives like you drive a car and you're tailgating everybody, I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna have a really bad day one of these days. You're gonna end up hitting somebody, and you're gonna regret it. You want to maintain distance, and using the Jake brake helps you maintain that distance. What do I mean by that? You let go of the accelerator, the Jake brake starts braking, and you know that you're not going to be able to brake how you brake with the regular brake, the pedal brake. So therefore, you maintain your distance, and you train yourself to maintain that distance. So those are like little few tips that I could give. I know there's a lot of other stuff that I can show you, and I know everybody has their own way of doing things. This is the way I do it, and hopefully it's something that'll help people out. For those who are interested in learning my way of doing it, then you can do it your own way. I know there's a lot of new drivers every year that come out, and they don't have really good anywhere to look to. So hopefully this is something that can help you guys out. Just never be afraid. Like, if you guys see my videos and you have a question, whatever it is, don't be afraid to hit me up. Don't be afraid to comment, ask me questions. And let's say you think I'm wrong or something, let me know. It's all good. We're here to learn from each other, and hopefully it's something that can help you guys out too, and help myself out as well. So enjoy your day, guys. God bless. And